I'm a full-time baby girl.
He dedicates 8 hours a day role-playing as a toddler.
I'm in baby mode on and off all day.
And Jess's daddy is caring for her.
I'm 20, but not really because I'm 5.
Adopted mommy and daddy who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl.
Alright folks, so this is going to be a bit of a weird video, and I apologize ahead of time for all the very uncomfortable videos that you probably will be seeing throughout this video. It's come to my attention that this topic of being trans-age is kind of flourishing, and it's very, very uncomfortable to see that this is a thing. Now, as I was doing my research, quote-unquote, for this topic at hand, I came across an article that got written earlier this year in January, and it goes on to say, "We were originally told that transgender people just wanted to be accepted into society and use whatever bathroom they choose. Next, we were told that males who consider themselves to be trans women, like collegiate swimmer Leah Thomas, simply wanted to compete in women's sports. We've now arrived at the point where we're called bigots and transphobes if we don't agree that men can get their periods and get pregnant too." As the transgender craze got more and more irrational, many of us were left wondering what was next. We speculated that at some point in the future, people would claim they were trans-age. It looks like that moment has arrived earlier than expected. Now, I'm going to be playing a clip from you that was about 7 years ago of I believe he's a Canadian, or he at least now lives in Canada from what I gather. And he talks a little bit about this.
I've gone back to being a child. I don't want to be an adult right now, and I just live my life like I couldn't when I was in school.
How are things in your life now?
Well, I have a mommy and daddy, adopted mommy and daddy, who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl, and their children and their grandchildren are totally supportive. In fact, her youngest granddaughter, when I was 8, a year ago I was 8 and she was 7, and she said to me, "I want you to be the little sister, so I'll be 9. I said, "Well, I don't mind going to 6, so I've been 6 ever since. But we have a great time, and we color, we do kid stuff. It's called play therapy. No medication, no suicide thoughts, and I just get to play."
So there you had, at the time, he was a 57-year-old man with 7 kids, married for over 2 decades, who now all of a sudden identifies himself as a 6-year-old girl and has an adopted mommy and daddy, who also have their own kids and grandkids and are exposing them to this mental illness. And now take a look at this more recent clip that was around, I guess, COVID times. Just listen to what he says and how he acts. And again, I apologize in advance.
Hello. So, today is my first day of having my living room as my playroom. And my Kodo is here with me, but I didn't have any friends over for the play date because it's COVID time. But I'm having fun with Makoto, my cat, and with Franny. She's my baby. And this is Lily. Here is Lily. And then this is Little Bear. And this is Ella is right there. And that's Strawberry. You guys know Strawberry because you saw him before already. Makoto, do you want to come over and say hi? Makoto? No? Makoto doesn't want to say hi. Anyways, I just wanted you to see I made a tutu with my sewing machine, and it's for pretending to be a little fairy, a little ballerina fairy. So I love having this, and I have my Tinkerbell shirt from Kathy. Miss Kathy gave me this sweatshirt. And I have my sus, so that I'm not scared. Thank you for coming and visiting. I hope you have fun, and thank you for being my friend. Bye-bye.
Now, what friends was he expecting to be over? Other children? other trans age people. Like, I don't understand how this is our world that we're living in. But the article continues to say, the foundation of trans age claim is that age is a social construct, and just because someone might biologically be 18 years old doesn't necessarily mean they identify with that age. In November, a Twitter account called Age Dysphoria shared a thread about what trans-aged is and why trans-age people want it to be widely accepted into society. So here they leave some Twitter links from this person, Adele, aka Age Dysphoria, and this person writes, trans-age people have no intent in trivializing age regression. In fact, many trans-age people are also age regressors. Age regression is a mental reversion to a younger age. Transage reflects a long-term incongruence between one's age identity and their chronological age. AKA, this is all a bunch of horse shit. Age is not a social construct. You can't state that you are 14 and identify as a 23-year-old, or that you're 57 and identify as a 6-year-old. That's not how it works. And just because you dress up as a baby and have a little pacifier in your mouth or a bottle in your hand, and I apologize ahead of time for these videos, you can skip ahead, but just take a look at this.
Hello everybody, this is Sissy Little Girl Pansy, and I wanted to tell everybody the kind of diapers that I wear all the time. I am so glad that I am a little sissy baby girl, and I am so glad that I know that I will never ever have to be an adult ever again, and I just wish that everybody who wants to be a little sissy girl gets the chance to wear pretty clothes, they get the chance to wear diapers, and they get the chance to be a little baby girl.
As well as this video that Amala just recently posted.
Is that a princess costume? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so disgusting. I can't even watch.
Very disgusting. This person is literally in the mall, dressed up in a child's costume or a costume made for a woman to wear, whether it be Halloween or whatnot, with a wig, drinking a bottle, recording the reactions of people who would potentially see this person. And the previous one of that man in a diaper, these are all fetishes. He referred to himself over and over as sissy. And as you saw from that other clip, those were all adults who had some weird kink. And you can see from here, it actually has a name.
That I would probably still be into it even if I wasn't abused. I'm a little and he's my daddy. And I'm 20, but not really because I'm 5.
My name is Johnny and I'm 31.
He and I are very much in love, and this is something that we do to strengthen that bond.
I'm a full-time baby girl.
Dressing and acting as a toddler, living a fetish more commonly known as DDLG, which is all about kinky age play.
What DDLG stands for is Daddy Dom, Little Girl.
So that last couple there explains that this is called DDLG, Daddy Dom Little Girl. Yet, from the previous couple, she said she was 25 and identified as a 5-year-old, and that gentleman was 31. What 31-year-old wants to be pretending to be in a relationship with a 5-year-old unless they were mentally ill or some sort of pedo? Now, the reason I say that is because when you look up this Transage info page, which apparently they have one, a lot of the questions or links that you can click are relating to Transage and MAPS. MAPS, I think it was in 2018 the term came about, is minor attractive persons, aka pedos. And so a lot of these questions Is Transage related to maps? They go on to defend it, saying Transage is separate from being a map. Being a Transage is only an age identity. No, it is not. It is clearly a fetish. There's no way that this can be an identity. It has some sort of weird caregiver play. You're being taken care of somebody. It's a mental thing. It goes on to say, it does not affect any other parts of a person's identity. Transage people can be straight, lesbian, asexual, transgender, etc. The term transage is associated with maps primarily, apparently, because of trolls on the internet, not because of actual transage people or even actual maps. There are some transage people who are also maps. No duh. But most transage people are not maps. Okay? And nearly all transage people, even those who are maps, are very strictly against the abuse of children and have never used their identity to justify it. If that's true, I pray to God that that is true. Congratulations. But take a look of that gentleman who was 57 and identifies as a 6-year-old. What he said when people showed concerns about this.
In my mind, I'm a girl. I was never allowed to be a little girl. So I'm filling that tank of little girl experiences. Restaurants, I just need to use the bathroom. You've probably noticed there's a lot of people worried about their safety because I identify as a 6-year-old. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter.
These people just shouldn't care. That's it, just shouldn't care. Now, if you go to the actual map itself, it breaks down what all the colors are. You can read it here if you want, pause the video, whatever. But what caught my eye was that Antifa Perex, just the name alone, on DeviantArt was the one who created this flag. If you go and you look up this person's account, this is their thumbnail or whatever, and you go to their profile page, it says, I'm a maps activist and an anarchist communist. So this is the person that created the flag. They promote maps activism, so they support pedos. And if you look at this picture here, on the back is the Transage flag, but also on this side is this flag, which apparently is the maps flag for pedos. This is the pedo flag. So if you ever see this flag on anybody's profile or anything like that, be aware of what's going on. Now, the article that we were reading from earlier also had some other tweets from other people, and one of those tweets was from the detransitioner Chloe Cole, who found this person's account, who said 25-year-old, however their trans age is actually 13. They are a foxtherian, which they believe they are some sort of fox person. Their pronouns are she, they, fox, and they are an omniphile. I had no idea what an omniphile was. I looked it up. Omniphile is someone who wants to have intercourse with everyone and everything. These people are sick. They have mental illness. And even in the trans age statement, it states that. What is trans age? Trans age means a person's age identity is different than their chronological age or chrono age. Trans age people can be any age and are not all younger than their chrono age. Trans age people may also fluctuate between ages, be multiple ages, or no specific age. So they're omnipotent. They're, a god at this point. But this part here, common experiences related to being trans age include plurality, neurodivergence, trauma, age regression, and age dysphoria. Not all trans age people experience all or any of these specific things. The only requirement to be trans age is to feel a sincere incongruence between your age identity and your chronological age. So clearly these people are saying that this is a mental disorder. These are people dealing with things. Just like transgenderism has been proven to be also due to these things. Abuse, autism, the list goes on. And they either have one of these, multiple things of these, and all of those people that you see in the clip clearly have some sort of form of that. But to have them promoting this as an identity is a very slippery slope that we should not be crossing. But hey, that's just my opinion. Love to hear what you guys think about this. It's very unsettling that this is now a new identity, or there's an identity that's trying to be pushed. You know, I've heard some arguments about how transage has always been a thing. There are people who are, 18 years old, but they have the learning capacity of a fourth grader or a 4-year-old. But these are just people with mental disabilities. Like, you still would not say that they are 4 years old. They have a learning capacity of a 4-year-old, but they are chronologically 18. Just because they act and have the same capacity as a 4-year-old does not mean that they are 4. But as always, leave your comments in the comment section below, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks so much.